Okay, so why did we come to Afghanistan to do our show? Well, there's several reasons. First of all, we wanted to take time out to show these troops just how much we appreciate everything they do for us, day in and day out. Secondly, Veterans Day is coming up on Wednesday, so we want to make sure that everyone back in America remembers. Thirdly, whenever you see a veteran, past military member, or a current member of the active military, just go up to them, pat them on the back, shake their hand, say thank you so much for what you do, because trust me, it means a whole lot to these servicemen and women, as we have seen just by being out here this week how much a thank you goes in their mind. Now, as you see, we're all sitting up here wearing different uniforms, each one representing an individual branch of the U.S. military. And so I want to break it down why we chose to wear each branch that we each decided to wear, beginning with you, Navy boy.
Okay, well, Navy. My dad was a Navy man, and he met my uncle 3 weeks after Pearl Harbor. He was a welder there. He went back over to help get things back in place, and while he was there, my uncle took him home with him, and there he met my mother, Novice, and 2 weeks after that, my mom and dad got married. 2 years later, ooh la, cute little me.
I chose the Marines in honor of a special young man who I had the privilege, who I had the privilege of coaching in high school, played high school football with my son Chris, first lieutenant in the Marines, James King, who's presently serving his second tour here in Afghanistan. And like so many of the young men and women that we've had the good fortune of meeting this week, is a special young man who could have chosen to do anything and been successful. Instead, chose to serve his country proudly like all of you.
Well, I chose the Army. Whoa, there we go. I chose the Army because my father, retired Major Gene Willie Strahan Sr., was a proud Army member and also represented and was in the 82nd Airborne Division, which is highly represented here in Afghanistan. So I'm an Army brat, and I'm one hell of a proud Army brat.
When I was a 17-year-old coming out of high school being recruited for football, the Air Force Academy was the first one that came down. I went around for a couple of weeks marching. I was saluting. I was all set to go to the Air Force Academy. Then the other schools started coming down. Well, my mother and daddy are from Clarksville, Arkansas. And so University of Arkansas came down. I said, Mama, what am I going to do? I got to make a decision. They said, well, if you want us to watch you play, you better go to Arkansas. But I still got some fondness in my heart for the Air Force Academy.
Well, for me, guys, I lost a very close and dear friend on 9/11, Jason Kane, and I spent that entire week searching through Ground Zero, makeshift triage centers, even makeshift morgues, and I'll never forget for the rest of my life exactly where I was when America sprung into action as a result. So I got the Department of Defense, which encompasses the entire team, every branch of the military, everybody outside the military who works in our military, thanking you to make sure something like that doesn't happen again.
You know, for me, I've had members of my family serve in the Army, the Navy, and the Coast Guard, but I chose to represent the Coast Guard because they're the one branch of the military that has day-to-day interaction with civilians as well. And, you know, I had a house in upstate New York on the river, Coast Guard station, literally a couple hundred yards away, and as Jimmy is a boat owner like I am, or was, you know that you may not have to send out that Mayday. You hope you never do, but if you ever do, you know the U.S. Coast Guard is going to be right there to save you. So I am proud of my Coast Guard guys out here, and there are some here in Afghanistan. All right, guys, you know, this has been an amazing experience for us, and it really began with the trip to how we got from the United States to Afghanistan. Here's a look at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for your patience. At this time, country is flight 0052 with service to Doha. Today's good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please return your passport.
Nice to meet you. Come on in, sir.
I know this isn't much to bring all the way across the world, but on behalf of Fox NFL Sunday, this is signed by all of us, and it's kind of smeared a little bit. Wild.
much better. Much for the heart as you can get. God bless them all.
I'm sure you have to know what every one of these means, obviously.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. How are you? See you again. How did they go? Great. Good. Great.
This is supposed to give you a quick safety briefing before we take off. Our flying time, as the aircraft commander said, is about 3 hours until we get earplugs. Anybody, we need them, don't hesitate to ask.
Good looking soldier here, man. All players. This is Michael Strahan for Moose 7-0. Northbound Pittsburgh, 39 Delta, Point Madrid.
Took off with about 30,000 pounds of food, fuel, and water for some forward troops here in central Afghanistan. So we dropped out 18 bundles of supplies equaling about 30,000 pounds.
All right. A fun experience. Jimmy, what was your favorite part of getting here? I think listening to these folks is my favorite part.
Well, this past week, I've seen missiles, I've seen fighter jets, I've seen, bomb planes. I've seen everything in the world. Hey, I've seen more bombers.
Bomb plane. Oh.
I've seen more computers and surveillance equipment than I ever even thought existed. But the most impressive thing to me was the men and women of our service. How proud, I mean really proud, we are of our country.
Yeah. And you know what, Jimmy?
What?
I second you. I mean, you guys, and ladies and gentlemen, you're amazing. And, on that trip, you see the tape. One thing that we're on the C-17, we're flying over, and we got the uniform, the helmets we have to put on. And I look over and I say, I wonder if Jimmy Johnson's going to mess up that hair to put on the helmet. Then I look at Howard, I'm like, is it big enough? I mean, I don't know.
I got to tell you.
Just to be here, you guys have no idea. That was the highlight of my trip. Just being able to share these guys and us coming and share everything with you is special to me.
First, I was shocked that the helmet did fit on my head. That's one. Two,
so were we.
They told us to put the Kevlar vest on. Terry's going to put his Kevlar vest on. He opens up the wrong Velcro compartment and drops the weight on my foot. I'll let him talk about the rest of it.
Well, we were at the end of the plane when they dropped the back end of the plane out to dump all that stuff. And I found out just what a sissy I am because I leaned over on Howie, and it's the first time in a long time we actually held hands.
I thought that looked a little funny when I looked over there.
I actually liked it.
I was a little
All right,
jealous.
guys, you know that our journey over here really just an opportunity for us to bring a small bit of the NFL over to the troops here. But if you take a look back throughout history, going back to World War II when guys like Otto Graham and the late George Halas both served in the military, they were part of the NFL. You go to the Korean conflict, a guy like Dick Night Train Lane was a service member. Even in Vietnam, Roger Staubach, Ray Nitsky, they both served. And right here in Afghanistan, the late Pat Tillman served and lost his life. We will have more on him a little bit later. But as Pam Oliver tells us, the tie between the U.S. military and the NFL has always been a strong one.
The ties between professional football and the U.S. military have existed since the start of the NFL back in 1920. That relationship grew immensely during World War II, and today that bond is stronger than ever.
There have been more than 1,200 NFL players, coaches, and owners who have served in the U.S. military during times of military conflict. Chuck Bednarik was a decorated veteran of World War II. Art Donovan, who served during World War II in the Marines. Eddie LeBaron, who distinguished himself in the Korean War. During the Vietnam conflict, perhaps the best known is Rocky Bleier, who played with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bob Kalsu and Don Steinbrenner weren't quite as fortunate. They both lost their lives in Vietnam.
In 1971, served for 4 years in the Air Force. Went in not knowing what I was going to do or where I was going to go, ended up a Russian linguist.
I enjoyed my time not only at West Point, but as an officer in the Army. There were men before me who were NFL coaches and players who served in the military, and to follow along those footpaths that they followed is a great source of pride.
Tom Landry, Roger Staubach, George Hallis, and Ralph Wilson Jr. are some of the names on that distinguished list. Of those who didn't serve, many devote time to support our troops.
I've had the chance to go to places like Kuwait and United Arab Emirates, Iraq, Afghanistan, Yokosuka, Japan, Okinawa, and most recently Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Every opportunity I get to go see them and tell them how much we appreciate them, it's a joy for me to be able to do that.
The link is really the passion for football, and our games were really important to them in passing time and connecting themselves to home.
I got to go over there on a USO tour and see firsthand what those boys and girls are going through over there, and I tell you what, it's a humbling experience, and I thank God every day that they're over there doing what they do so I can be here doing what I do.
When taking the field on Sundays, many thoughts are of loved ones who in the past and present served to protect our country.
I have an oldest brother in the military. His name is Derek Andrews, and he's Sergeant First Class in the Army.
My father served in the Army for over 20 years.
My wife served 5 years. She became a staff sergeant. I have an older brother, Norbert Reed, who serves in the Army.
Growing up, I was always, I was always see my dad go out and leave and go to work and see how passionate he was about his job.
My older brother, Lunsford Bernard Brown II, he enlisted in the military in 2001. He was called into active duty into Afghanistan. It was on September 20th, 2003, I found out my brother, he was killed. Nothing can ever compare to the sacrifice that my brother made for our country.
My son is in the Marine Corps out in infantry combat training, and freedom means a whole different thing to me right now.
People talk about NFL players as heroes, but the real heroes are our military that are sacrificing their lives, their health, their safety, and being away from their families to give us the freedoms that we all enjoy.
And it's a tradition that continues even today. Fullback Ahmad Hall of the Tennessee Titans, 4 years as a Marine before going to college and then signing up with the Titans as a free agent where he's playing today. All right, guys, we are just getting started from Afghanistan. Plenty more to come. More from the troops here. A lot of football, but right now, here's what else is on tap with a little help from the guys from the 82nd Airborne Division.
C-130 rolling down the strip. C-130 rolling down the strip. Airfield Fox gonna take a little trip. Airfield Fox gonna take a little trip. NFC Showdown. NFC Showdown. Pick your favorite pair. Pick your favorite pair. Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals. Take those Chicago Bears. Take those Chicago Bears. AFC. 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 Showdown. Showdown. Make sure it's over. Make sure it's over. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? I wanna be a Sherman tank. I wanna be a Sherman tank. But first, let's hear the picks from Frank. But first, let's hear the picks from Frank. I wanna hear the news by Jay. I wanna hear the news by Jay. His latest scoop makes my day. His latest scoop just makes my day. Sound off, sound off, sound off, sound off. I wanna know what we got on tap. I wanna know what we got on tap. Stick around 'cause we'll be right back. Stick around 'cause we'll be right back.
All right, so there's pretty much two kinds of trucks in the world, dumb trucks and smart trucks. Dumb trucks give you exactly what you expect, brawn, same old, but a smart truck gives you brains too. They'll connect you to the internet, help find lost tools, dial your cell phone, and recognize your voice. Know how many smart trucks there are? Just one, the Ford F-150. Your 2.5-ton office just got some new software. It's not just a pickup truck. It's a Ford F-150.
DirecTV has 99.9% signal reliability.
We need to spread the myth
of weather outages.
Oh, spread whatever you want. I'm going to tell you something. DirecTV is reliable.
Well, if their signal is Mr. Reliable, then we're just going to have to be the bad boy. DirecTV is the guy you marry. We're the guy you date.
There you
While
go.
you're married.
Get 99.9% signal reliability that's worry-free. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
In all the years we've been coming here, I've never seen a storm like this. I'm right here. And I always will be.
The new Love's Embrace collection from Kay Jewelers. Now you can surround her with the strength of your love. Give her diamonds in a design that captures the comfort found in each other's arms. One more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Don't let go. Ever.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
Right now, Mrs. Jones is freeing herself from restrictive calling circles and switching her entire family to Sprint. That way, her daughter isn't limited to lame calling plans. Her son can talk all day long. And while on the Sprint network, if her husband pocket dials any mobile phone nationwide,
No, this is Flavor Flav. Who's this?
it's no big deal. Welcome to the Now Network. Get any mobile anytime for just $42.50 a month per line with unlimited text and data. And right now, buy a BlackBerry Curve for $49.99 and get a second one free. Sprint, the Now Network.
There for you and your guilty pleasures.
The one and only Ford Drive One Fox NFL Sunday Special Pregame Show is sponsored by the Ford F-150. Built Ford tough. By DirecTV. No one else has all your favorite channels in HD. By Visa. Visa debit is easier than cash. More people go with Visa. And by State Farm. To us, nothing's more important than being there.
Here at Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan, we're doing Fox NFL Sunday today from the clamshell, which is the entertainment area for the troops. And today we are trying our best to entertain them with a little football, a little fun, and a whole lot of hope. We welcome you back to Afghanistan in this very special edition of Fox NFL Sunday. And you know what? There are a number of games on Fox today with playoff implications. In order to help us set up all those games, here's NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell to kick things off.
Thank you, Kurt. On behalf of all of us in the National Football League, I want to thank our troops for the tremendous service and get home safe. And now to set you up for the Fox games today, we want to send you to Joe Buck doing the Cardinals-Bears game. Joe?
All right, Commissioner, thank you very much. Well, everybody, welcome to Chicago, where a pair of 4 and 3 teams get together here this afternoon. Weather is absolutely ideal here toward the beginning of November, and it's 2 4 and 3 teams hooking up. For Arizona, they're undefeated on the road. For the Chicago Bears, they are undefeated at home. The question marks are on the outside for each team. For the Chicago Bears, sprained ankle or not, Devin Hester is set and ready to play for Chicago. And on the other side, truly a game-time decision for Anquan Bolden. He also has a bad ankle. We're about to find out here in a few minutes whether he will play for the Cardinals. That's it from Chicago. Let's go to Atlanta and Kenny Albert.
Thanks, Joe. A look at yesterday's Veterans Day Parade in downtown Atlanta. Today at the Georgia Dome, Falcons look to end their 2-game losing streak against the Redskins squad coming off their bye. Washington will be without star tight end Chris Cooley.
Well, maybe a bigger concern than losing Chris Cooley is has that offensive line come together during that bye week. They've got to be able to open some holes for Clinton Portis in the running game, and I think right now Jason Campbell may have lost confidence in that offensive line to protect him in the pocket.
It's the Redskins and Falcons here in Atlanta. Now to Sam Rosen.
Thanks very much, Kenny. Here in Tampa, the Bucs are looking to the future. They're starting their #1 draft pick, Josh Freeman, his first NFL start. What do you expect, Tim?
Well, he is a big raw talent, but he has got tremendous skills, Sam. There's no doubt in my mind he is going to need a lot of help, a lot of support from his run game and from his wide receivers. His counterpart, Aaron Rodgers, playing very, very well, comes into this game with a couple of sore feet. He will wear plates in his shoes. He said it should not limit him in this one.
That's the story here in Tampa. Let's go back to our guys with our troops in Afghanistan.
All right, thanks a lot. And if you don't get one of those matchups, later today, you'll see either Carolina and the undefeated New Orleans Saints or Detroit at Seattle. Guys, I want to talk a little bit about the Washington-Atlanta matchup. And earlier this week, former Redskins player John Riggins had a lot of harsh comments for the Redskins owner, Daniel Snyder, and some of them, Michael, were a little bit personal this time.
Well, you know, John Riggins is a Hall of Fame football player. Everybody knows that. But, you know, and everybody knows the problems of the Redskins. But he made it a little bit personal, saying the man had, the heart was dark and all those things. And I don't know if it had anything to do with the fact that Daniel Snyder's company bought a radio station where John Riggins had a show and they canceled John Riggins' show. But what John Riggins is saying now is personal, and I think he just needs to shut up.
Yeah, and Michael, we've all questioned some of the decisions that have been made with the Redskins, but you can't question the passion. You can't question the effort. You can't question. Dan Snyder will spend the money, and they will continue to spend the money, and they'll keep working, and they'll get it right.
On the flip side, an owner down in Atlanta who understands what to do. Thomas Dimitroff's hit on every draft pick, every free agent pickup. Mike Smith and that staff doing a great job down in Atlanta.
Yeah, they were 2-0 earlier in the year. They went and played New England. That was their measuring stick, and they lost. They came back now, and they've lost to the Saints and to the Cowboys. But to their credit, they are talented, and they are confident. It didn't break them down. They feel like they can win every game. Don't forget, last year, they made the playoffs.
All right, guys, we've got much more to come on this special edition of Fox NFL Sunday. When we come back, the troops here will get a chance to ask the guys anything they want about football. We'll also find out exactly what they do here, where we are, Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan. Stay with us.
Nothing gets NFL fans pumped up like winning a trip to the biggest games of all. Between now and November 30th, using your Visa card gives you a chance to win tickets to an NFL playoff game, the Pro Bowl, and Super Bowl 44. More people go with Visa.
Yeah, I know what you mean. When my broker said, I make money when you make money, he neglected to mention he also makes money when I lose money, withdraw money, or do nothing with my money.
Is your career electrifying? Does electricity spark your interest? Then you should train to become an electrical technician. Learn how to work from a blueprint to install circuits, outlets, load centers, panel boards, breakers, transformers, and other equipment for the construction and maintenance fields. Kaplan College is now enrolling students in its electrical technician program. Call now at 888-517-8047.
Hi there, I'm Mary. I hope that commercial has inspired you to pick up the phone and ask for an informative brochure on career training. If a new career is calling your name, take the first step and request a brochure. It'll help to answer all your questions. We're ready to take your call 24/7, nights, weekends, whenever. Why wait another second? This is a perfect time to call.
Kaplan College is now open in Cincinnati. Call 888-517-8047. Call now.
Get your career back on track at the next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo, bringing the top local employers face-to-face with the best skilled professionals. The next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo is November 18th at the Crown Plaza Hotel, Blue Ash. If you're looking for a new career or a local business searching for the best employees, make sure you attend the next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo, November 18th at the Crown Plaza Hotel. For more information, go to fox19.com and click on Cincy Smart Jobs.
The Fox 19 Evening News, now at 6.
Welcome back to Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan and the Ford Drive One Fox NFL Sunday pregame show. Well, just like the NFL, in the U.S. military, teamwork and precision equals success. In fact, there are a number of amazing things that our troops accomplish each and every single day. In fact, one group who can literally make the difference between life and death are the search and rescue teams that go out into the fields. Here is a rarely seen look into exactly what they do.
Tower, Air Force Rescue 1-1, request priority scramble launch. Air Force Rescue 1-1, cleared for immediate takeoff, immediate turnout, north of the tower first. Air Force Rescue 1-1, immediate turnout, on the go.
Combat search and rescue is taking people off the battlefield and out of harm's way.
People who have found themselves outside the wire and alone.
So we go in and get them out at all costs.
Anyone injured in theater, it's absolutely essential that you get them to some type of medical treatment within an hour.
The golden hour is basically the 60 minutes right after an injury when they have the best probability of survival.
That's what we're working towards, to try and get them to the hospital within that golden hour. My name is Matt Forbes. I'm a pilot on the HH-60K Hawk. Basically, get to work as a part of a great team with the flight engineer and gunner in the back.
I'm Justin Schramm. I'm an aerial gunner on a combat search and rescue HH-60 helicopter.
Christian Egger, team leader, pararescue. My job is to get on the ground, assess the scene, treat the patient, get them back on the aircraft as quickly as possible. Most important thing out there is to see that everyone gets home safe.
What we're doing here on a day-to-day basis is saving lives.
Any sort of risk or danger associated with the job, it kind of comes second just to bringing the guys home.
Guys, I don't want you to be fooled by looking at that video. It's not simply about combat missions here. And I think one of the things that we hear back in the States, and you think sometimes it's a cliche, but it's about helping build a better life for the Afghanis here in Afghanistan. Things like building better schools, taking care of them in hospitals. And you hear that and you go, yeah. But when you're here, you actually see that these men and women, and part of their mission is to try and make the lives better for the Afghanistan people. And that's something that the U.S. military takes very seriously.
Today we're on a mission to go to the Turkmen village located here in Parwan province of Afghanistan. We're meeting with the local village elder, and we're going to discuss some projects to help develop the agriculture in the area.
Have you already planted your fall crops?
Yeah.
They haven't, but some of them they did, some of them they haven't.
Well, some people have the perception that we're here just for a military operation, but nothing could be further from the truth. The reality is that we are here to bring the Afghan people security so that this cannot be a sanctuary for terrorism or any other radical group that wants to bring terror to this world.
We'll issue them each a stove, some blankets, some coats, and then some children's clothes to hopefully help them survive through the winter.
The Afghan population, right now they don't have the ability to feed themselves. They have the resources and the capability, but they're not doing it. And so we're trying to teach them how to better grow crops here in Afghanistan.
Where we're standing now is part of 12,000 square meters that's been land leveled to become usable soil. And we'll talk with Shiraka, the village elder, about putting some greenhouses here, cool storage, and an irrigation process, which provides food through the winter, storage for the summer, and provides a quality of life year-round.
The help that you just provided for us is worth more than $1 million to me. And my friendship is from the bottom of my heart.
What we want to do is use this as a demonstration so we can bring other local farmers in and show them the progress that can be made by using this type of system.
It's important that they are able to sustain themselves so that they don't rely on outside countries. We're doing this to build their economy so that they can export a crop from here to other countries. We're also doing this to put a face on the government, to show the Afghan people that their government cares about them and that it is able to help them and sustain them.
We'll sit down over here on some carpet and drink some tea with them. That's his way of being hospitable, to say thank you for coming to my village and helping us out.
The ultimate goal here is to allow the Afghan people to have security, governance, and the development that comes with all of that so that they can stand on their own 2 feet as a part of this international community.
What's your name?
Muhammad Chaket.
Muhammad Chaket. My name's Mike. Mike.
All right, we've seen a lot of what the troops do. Michael, you're the proud military brat. Tell us what life is like on the military base.
Well, you know what? Being on a military base most of my life is just an example of what we see here. I'm so proud of my dad, and I remember going to the barracks with him and being around the troops. It was all about pride. It was all about teamwork. It was all about, there's no excuse to accomplish your mission. You know, there was no excuse to not get the job done. And you do it unselfishly. And that's what I learned as a kid, and that's what I see here today.
All right, when we continue here with a special edition of Fox NFL Sunday, our NFL Town Hall meeting, where the troops will get a chance to ask the guys anything that's on their mind. But one of the hardest tasks we had while here visiting the troops was visiting the hospital here on the base, where we got to see many injured soldiers and also some injured local Afghanis as well.
This is Craig Joint Theater Hospital. It is the sort of the central clearinghouse for trauma for the entire Afghan theater of operations.
Let's go in this way.
We treat a full spectrum of injured parties. We treat both U.S. service members and we treat local nationals, people who are injured either in a crossfire or directly from enemy actions.
The other thing that strikes you here is really seeing the Afghan children. And you see what they're suffering. They're innocent. They're just innocent bystanders, caught in the crossfire.
We give them the exact same standard of care that you could expect for any major trauma hospital in the United States.
So when they see our vehicles coming, they run out there and plant the IDs real quick. They stand by for an ambush.
When you come here and see the reality that we are at war and that there are injuries and things like that, but just to see everybody here's spirit, and that's a really, really enlightening thing to see.
We're thankful that we have the medical staff that we have. The strength of the American people's and our military is pretty amazing.
Hi, my name is Woody. I have two girls and they get into everything, especially when it comes to this. So I had an idea. I need some control. Control how much time they spend on the PC. Next thing you know, Windows 7 comes out. Now it's really easy to get between them and all the wrong stuff. I thought it up, Microsoft did it. Feels so good to be heard once in a while. I'm a PC and Windows 7 was my idea.
Okay, so you're driving up to the lake for the weekend when suddenly a big boat pulls up next to you and you notice, hey, it's yours. That's when it occurs to you that while having a lot of towing power is nice, a little control to go with it would be great too. Enter the Ford F-150. It's got the most towing and now an advanced trailer sway control system. And guess what? It's standard. Anchors away, baby. It's not just a pickup truck. It's a Ford F-150.
Prilosec OTC dominates heartburn 24/7, including the 8 hours you spend with your eyes closed. Prilosec OTC, heartburn gone, power on.
NFL pregame special. Interacting with the troops this week here in Afghanistan has indeed been special for all of us. Coming up next, though, you're going to get a chance to see how Michael learned just how the troops out in the field got their supplies, while Jay helped teach the troops a little bit about mixed martial arts.
Hey, Blazer, how are you? How's it going, guys? How are you? You're all fighting here for the same team. Doesn't make sense if then you end up in that red cross thing over there. Squeeze right here. Squeeze this. Don't ever land your back. I don't care what you're doing. Make sure you're always moving around out here. Boom, boom. Always have your weight on. Push that head down as violent as you possibly can. So don't be nice. It's not three motions. It's boom. How about this for a chance of a lifetime?
Are you ready?
You're supposed to say action or something.
think I'm a machine here. When you show me doing a knot, I want you to speed it up, but don't tell everybody at home you're speeding it up. Because I need to look as fast as what he's doing. Now, how many bundles do you guys wrap a day, you would say here?
We average about 40 bundles a day.
Need some extra hands?
I sure do.
Okay, I'll send Bradshaw over later.
And welcome back to this Ford Fox NFL special. And, you know, one of the things we thought we would do while we were here in Afghanistan is give the troops a chance to ask us some questions, mostly you guys, about the NFL. So why don't we get right to it? Step right up to the podium, give us your name, where you're from, and ask the first question.
My name is Staff Sergeant John Lloyd. I'm with the South Carolina Army National Guard. I'm from Woodruff, South Carolina. My question is for Terry. What is your greatest football moment?
Oh, you know, my greatest football moment would be Super Bowl IX. And that's only because we had one of the greatest owners in Arthur J. Rooney in 40-something years of never winning anything, and we finally got a Super Bowl, and I'll never forget him standing up and getting that Lombardi trophy. That's the best memory I've ever had.
Thank you, sir.
Next question.
I'm Specialist Davila from Fort Lewis, Washington with 61st Chemical. My question is for Coach Johnson. What would you say is a good way to get a team to bond off the field?
I think the number one thing is they've got to work together, and they've also got to spend some time off the field together. I just don't think it's a situation where you're there 8 hours during the day and then you completely separate.
Specialist Hugo from Cypress, Texas, out of Fort Lewis. I think Dallas Cowboys are going to go to Philadelphia, do a little bit of bird hunting this weekend. They're going to go back to Texas 6-2. What do y'all think? What's y'all's prediction on the game?
Well, I don't know what the prediction on the game is, but I saw my man in the gym, and he is jacked.
Maybe he's ready to play, huh?
Dallas is a pretty good football team. I think we all agree. You can make the argument that they're the most talented team in that division. Should be a great game, but you'll get our predictions later on in the show.
Don't give away too much. All right, up next.
Howdy, I'm Captain Tabitha Snump, United States Air Force. And my question is for Michael. What's wrong with your former team, the New York Giants, this year, and how are they going to turn it around?
Oh, yes, Michael.
A lot of, hey, with that reaction, I need to go back and play again. But
that'll make it.
No, I'm not talking about how to make the team better, but I feel like I'm in hostile territory. Yeah, I think for the Giants right now, they're just not playing with a level of confidence. They have all the talent that Dallas has, that Philadelphia has, but in terms of confidence, they're not keeping up with Philadelphia. They can't play with Dallas right now because I don't think in their mind they believe that they're as talented right now. And I just think once the Giants beat a team or get back on the winning track, that division's still wide open.
All right, next question, please.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Lieutenant Tony Miglierini with the U.S. Coast Guard, and I'm from Fullerton, California. My question is for Howie. Both the Colts and the Saints are undefeated. Do you think either one of these teams are able to run the table all the way to the Super Bowl?
Boy, I tell you, we got a who that in the front row here. Saints are a pretty good football team. I think the biggest difference in the Saints this year is they've got a new defense, new defensive coordinator, playing great on that side of the ball, and they're running the football. So I think if you're talking about the top teams in football, you have to talk about the Saints being at the top of that list right now.
We got time for another question. Step up, please.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Wendy Sherman. I'm with the Air Force. Air Power. My question's for Glazier. You train NFL players in mixed martial arts. How does that help them play in the NFL?
You know, the first guy we really trained was Jared Allen, the Vikings out there, who obviously has the mentality for it. But what it really does is it opens up your hips, strengthens your core. But more than anything, I think it gets you to see what your breaking point is and then just blow past it completely. So your threshold, you do so much more than you ever thought you could. We end up making football easy.
One more. Please step up.
Tech Sergeant Joseph Fleming, U.S. Air Force from San Antonio, Texas. Coach Johnson, you've won a national championship in college and 2 Super Bowls. Which one was harder and why?
I think it's a world of difference coaching in college as opposed to professional football. You know, the amount of time that you spend away from your family in professional football for coaches, I mean, it truly is 16 to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, straight on through the year. In college, you know, as a coach, you have time for your family and a little bit of off time, you know, social life. So it is a world difference. I had probably more fun in college, probably a little more rewarding in professional football.
All right, guys, those are a few questions from our troops. When we come back with this Fox NFL special from Afghanistan, we will hear more questions that our brave troops want to know the answers to. You guys will provide the answers. But as we go to break, I'm sure that a lot of people out there realize, and I've heard, that on Thursday at Fort Hood in Texas, there was a mass shooting. Several people were killed. Several soldiers were injured. So before we go to break, a lot of the soldiers here in Afghanistan, many of whom are from Fort Hood, would like to pay a moment of silence in tribute to their fallen warriors.
Welcome to the Now Network, population 49 million. Right now, 1.2 million people are on Sprint mobile broadband. 31 are streaming a sales conference from the road. 154 are tracking shipments on a train. 33 are IMing on a ferry. And 1,300 are secretly checking email on a vacation. That's happening now. America's most dependable 3G network, bringing you the first and only wireless 4G network. Right now, get a free 3G, 4G device for your laptop. Sprint, the Now Network.
So what do you think?
Well, my daughter, her science teacher, some activists, and a local anchorman have been telling me to go green.
The polar bears, Daddy.
But I'm not sold.
Well, the money you'll save with this washing machine will pay for the dryer.
Why don't one of you tell me that?
This just in. The money you save with this washer will pay for the dryer.
The most Energy Star rated appliances. Save 15% on all appliances, plus get an extra 5% off with your Sears card. Sears, life well spent.
I volunteered. I was drafted.
I enlisted.
I was nervous. And there I was in Asia, Europe,
the Gulf.
and I saw things.
Incredible things.
And people you never forget.
I did my job.
For my country, my buddies,
For total strangers.
and I was proud.
So grateful.
For my family.
My freedom.
For all who served and all who serve, we can never thank them enough.
The twisted minds behind Family Guy present an all-new special. Say what? Seth and Alex's Almost Live comedy show tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Fox.
Right now, money is flying out of your wallet, so you switch to Cricket. Because for a limited time, you can get unlimited talk and text for the low price of $25 a month. Just call 1-800-418-2958 and get this Samsung for $49.99, plus your first month of service free. There's no contract to sign, no overages, and it's all on our 3G network. So don't delay. Switch to Cricket and put your money back where it belongs.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Respect for your wallet. Cricket.
Get your career back on track at the next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo, bringing the top local employers face-to-face with the best skilled professionals. The next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo is November 18th at the Crown Plaza Hotel, Blue Ash. If you're looking for a new career or a local business searching for the best employees, make sure you attend the next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo, November 18th at the Crown Plaza Hotel. For more information, go to fox19.com and click on Cincy Smart Jobs.
I was in charge of our company's year-end banquet, and it was important to us that everyone felt appreciated. I was stressed until I found Trophy Awards. They had the service selection and great price we needed, and our party was seamless and under budget.
We make it easy for you. Visit TrophyAwards.com today.
Remember your moment of glory?
Ladies and gentlemen, our salesman of the
Thank you so much. It's been an honor to work with such professionals.
And our Coach of the Year award goes, thanks guys, we really came together as a team this year.
Life's great moments deserve great awards. Visit TrophyAwards.com today.
The Fox 19 Evening News, now at 6.
And welcome back to Afghanistan. This board 5-1 Fox NFL special rolls on. Of course, while we were here in Afghanistan this week, my man Howie had to get a little trim. But he also got a surprise while he was in the chair. Jimmy wasn't going to let anybody touch his hair, but he did learn what happens as the troops prepare in case their vehicles roll over.
Complete circle, come back upright.
How I got into this, I have no idea.
I got you.
Roll over.
Roll over. This roll different.
Yikes. Just the dirt falling everywhere.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Right there. How you doing?
Good. I'm the barber around here.
If that had to fit over my head, we'd be in trouble.
Nick right there.
We put a nick on the other side of the mat.
I'll make you a deal. I'll let you work with my hair if you let me work with your hair.
I give.
As we said, Jimmy's not letting anyone touch his hair.
Except Rhonda.
That's the only one. All right, guys. You know, we were talking with the troops earlier, getting some of their questions. I'd like to go back out to the audience and hear from some more questions. Anybody got a question? Just step right up to the podium, state your name, where you're from, and your question.
I'm Private Ray Irvin, Easy Company, 501st, U.S. Army. My first question is for Michael. Your father was in the military. Did you ever consider pursuing a career in the military? You know, my dad actually was in the 82nd Airborne Division of Fort Bragg. Yeah. And you know what? If football or other things weren't an option, definitely. But my dad had jumped out enough planes, I think, for the entire family. So I went another route. But it's definitely, you know what? I'm so proud to be here with you guys. I tell you, you don't know how much it means to me to be here, especially with the 82nd, because it represents my dad so well. So thank you.
All right. Up next. Next question.
Lance Corporal Vandenberg, United States Marine Corps, from High Point, North Carolina. My question is for Kurt. You've done play-by-play for football games, and now you host this show. Which is more fun, and which was harder? These guys seem like a handful.
Next question. No, I love being with these guys because, you know what? Doing play-by-play was probably harder only because these guys make my job so easy. Just look at these faces. If you could come in every Sunday morning at 5 o'clock West Coast time and look at these faces, wouldn't that brighten your day?
What are you trying to say, Kurt?
Up next. The rest of you still owe me. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Godfrey with Air Force, and I'm from Florence, South Carolina. And my question is for Howie. Howie, what would you consider your most favorite moment in playing football?
For me, my most favorite moment in football was watching all three of my sons play high school football. And then my other son going on to play college football and now playing pro football. That was my biggest thrill in football.
Okay, spoken like a dad. Up next. Next question, please.
I'm Major Robert Woolley, United States Air Force, Task Force Med. Go. And I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I got a question for Terry. I understand you love college football. There's a former Utah coach named Urban Meyer. He's had some success with the spread offense. Do you think that spread offense would ever work in the NFL?
Well, it's working right now. It is. If you watch the NFL, they take the quarterback out and they put a running back in and run that offense, and it's called the Wildcat. And that is pretty much the spread offense that you're seeing Urban use right now. If you put a quarterback in that Florida offense, Tim Tebow, for example, right now, it just will not work. You cannot take a quarterback and have him hit time and time again in the National Football League.
Up next, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Specialist Starkey Shannon. I'm out of Tyler, Texas. I'm in the Army. My question is actually for Jimmy. Jimmy, do you ever look back and wish that you could still coach the Cowboys knowing that you could have won 3 Super Bowls?
I've never been one to look back too far. I'm always looking ahead, and we had a great run with the Cowboys. I was very proud of not just the coaching part, but I was proud of the team that we put together because they kept on winning right after I left.
So looking ahead, might you ever coach the Cowboys again?
Next question.
Go ahead.
Staff Sergeant Kenyon Curry out of Knoxville, Tennessee. My question is, who's the best pass rusher in the league?
Right now, who's the best pass rusher?
Well, my man Jay.
My man Jared Allen, right?
My man Jay Glazer.
Jared Allen.
No, I'm telling you right now, Jared Allen's great, but my man Jay Glazer came up with Julius Peppers had the light bulb come on. That guy is by far the most talented defensive player in the NFL.
Time for one more. Next question, please.
He was waiting to use that.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Nikki Irvin, U.S. Air Force, from Charleston, South Carolina. And I have a question for all of you all. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
All right, why don't we start going with this end? Jay, give me your answer. Winner.
Right now, I got to go with the New Orleans Saints. They're balanced and they're a violent football team.
Jimmy.
How about the Dallas Cowboys?
Michael.
You know what? How about them Saints?
Oh, and he actually didn't go with the Giants.
I'm gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
TB.
Yeah, I would go. I think we're going to see a repeat this year, and that's because Pittsburgh's going to repeat.
And that's who I would go with, the Pittsburgh Steelers to repeat.
Yep.
All right, they have straightened themselves out. We thank all of you for your questions. We're sorry if we couldn't get to everyone's, but we will continue here, and you'll have plenty more time to talk as we continue here with this Fox NFL special. Now, coming up in just a bit, we're going to talk and get some questions and answers from the Commander General of the troops here, Major General Curtis Scaparrotti. Plus, at the top of the hour, we will preview all the big games we've got coming up on Fox. We will do that right after this.
Okay, since DirecTV's signal is 99.9% reliable, our message should be DirecTV's signal is 99.9% reliable? Question mark? See what I did?
Really?
Manipulating the punctuation. Excellent.
DirecTV, they're reliable.
Sowing the seeds of doubt?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. It's business.
Get 99.9% signal reliability that's worry-free. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
It's the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you see at night. It stresses you out. It calms you down. It helps you remember. It helps you forget. It keeps you connected. It's the only thing you own that is always within an arm's reach. Which is why you don't need to get a phone. You need a phone that gets you. And you. And you. And we are HTC.
Say I love you like never before with a gift from Zale's exclusive Shared Heart collection. 30 pieces created to symbolize love shared and everlasting. And your gift of love becomes a gift of hope with a donation to Autism Speaks at Zales.
All right, so there's pretty much two kinds of trucks in the world. Dumb trucks and smart trucks. Dumb trucks give you exactly what you expect. Brawn. Same old, same old. But a smart truck gives you brains, too. They'll connect you to the internet, help find lost tools, dial your cell phone, and recognize your voice. You know how many smart trucks there are? Just one. The Ford F-150. Your 2.5-ton office just got some new software. It's not just a pickup truck. It's a Ford F-150.
Afghanistan, this Fox NFL special. TB, you know, every great team needs great leaders, and we got a pair of them right here.
Yeah, we do. It's a pleasure to have with us today, of course, Major General Curtis Scaparrotti. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Great to be here.
And Command Sergeant Major Thomas Capel. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
First question would be for you, Major General. What are the main priorities here in Afghanistan?
Well, the forces here are conducting operations to first secure the people of Afghanistan, and then secondly, we work very, very hard every day to develop the Afghan National Security Forces, to build their competency, their ability to protect their own people. That's the Army, the police, and the border police here.
Sergeant Major Thomas Capel, so many multitasking going on with our forces here in Afghanistan. How do you keep the morale high, and how is that morale as today while we're talking?
Well, without a doubt, I think just by you being here for a few days, you can tell we have the greatest armed forces in the world. These sailors, soldiers, airmen, Marines know exactly why they're here, what they're doing here, and we make sure we give them the best leadership that this country have to offer because they deserve every bit of it. And as you can see, we'll ask them about their morale, about being here. How's your morale?
Major General, one last question. If you could look into the cameras and just talk to the American people, what would the one thing you'd want them to hear from you?
What I'd want them to know is, you can hear it here in this crowd, your soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, and Coast Guard serving here in Afghanistan are determined, and they're confident in their mission, and they appreciate the great support of the American people and their families and all of you here supporting them while they do this job. Thank you.
We appreciate it, both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, guys. We are just getting started. 1 hour down, 1 hour to go from Afghanistan. When we come back, we will talk more with the troops and a whole heck of a lot of football. It all comes our way as this Fox NFL special continues from Afghanistan. Don't go anywhere.
Getting all them autographs. Thanks.
The Bull Bash returns on Fox.
Why UDF customers consider me a serious cup of coffee?
Because they don't know your middle name is Shecky?
It's because I'm brewed from 100% Arabica beans, carefully selected to UDF's exact taste specifications. Micro-roasted locally in small batches, providing neighborhood UDFs the most flavorful whole beans to grind fresh for each pot. Which makes me a serious cup of coffee for serious coffee lovers.
Seriously? I'm sorry, I'm just messing with you. Shecky.
Right now, UDF coffee or cappuccino is on sale for just 99 cents. Stop into United Dairy Farmers today.
If you could change someone's life, I mean really change it, would you? When you donate to Goodwill, cars, clothes, household items, furniture, that's what you do. You change lives.
Just change my life.
Change my life. Do you want to help change a life? It's as simple as donating to Goodwill. When you donate, your goodwill goes a long way. Donate today.
Get your career back on track at the next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo, bringing the top local employers face-to-face with the best skilled professionals. The next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo is November 18th at the Crown Plaza Hotel, Blue Ash. If you're looking for a new career or a local business searching for the best employees, make sure you attend the next Cincy Smart Jobs Employment Expo, November 18th at the Crown Plaza Hotel. For more information, go to fox19.com and click on Cincy Smart Jobs.
It's back to work for the first-place Bengals as they try to sweep the season series from Baltimore.
Sports Wrap tonight after the 10 o'clock news.
Today is special. It is a day to show our pride and give our thanks. Today, we salute you. You are brave. You are strong. You are America's true heroes. Today is not just about this great game. It is about the freedom we have to enjoy it. The freedom you provide us with. You make this all possible. Today it is our honor to say thank you. Thank you for keeping us safe, free, and independent. We will never forget your sacrifice or your courage. That is why today, this day, is dedicated to you.
T.I., Cletus, and all of us have had a fantastic day here at Bagram Airfield. We're in the clamshell with the entertainment portion of this space for a very special edition of Fox NFL Sunday. And today, Fox Sports kicks off Week 9 of the NFL alongside the brave men and women of the United States military. Howdy, gang. I'm Kurt Menefee, and in case you're just joining us, first of all, keep in mind that Veterans Day is on Wednesday, and that's part of the reason that we have come to Afghanistan here at Bagram Airfield to make sure that you not only remember, but to make sure we give some love to the brave men and women of the U.S. military and let them know how much we appreciate them for every single thing that they do. All right, we're going to continue talking football just a little bit later, but of course, we're here with our guys always, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. And how about getting right to our DirecTV headlines? Some good games throughout the NFL. Later today, Peyton Manning and the 7-0 Colts have a tough one against the Houston Texans, who've won 3 straight. The NFL's other undefeated team, the New Orleans Saints, host the Carolina Panthers, who looked pretty darn good last week in Arizona. So, is this the day the Colts or the Saints lose their first game? We shall see. Meanwhile, the streaking Cowboys take on the Eagles tonight for first place in the NFC East. Now, it's been reported there's some friction between Roy Williams and Tony Romo. Meanwhile, the slumping Giants host the Chargers in the Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers show. Remember, they were traded for each other a few years back. And tomorrow night, Terry's Steelers, who've won 4 in a row, visit the 6-1 Denver Broncos. But perhaps the biggest headline this week was made by Hall of Famer John Riggins. He said that Redskins owner Daniel Snyder is, quote, a bad guy. Riggins also said Snyder knows absolutely nothing about football, has the mindset of a child, and GM Vinny Serrato is nothing more than a puppet. All right, guys, we talked about Washington and that situation just a little bit ago. But, Jimmy, go back to this Philadelphia-Dallas matchup, and it was a bit of a meaty creation. But this week, Roy Williams did point out, hey, I'm no T.O. in this situation.
Well, Kurt, he's exactly right. He's not a T.O. He's not as good as T.O. But, see, Dallas, they don't need for him to be T.O. because they've got Miles Austin. He's an explosive receiver. The other thing, right now, Dallas' offense is rolling pretty good. In a 3-game winning streak, they've scored 101 points. So, right now, they're clicking on all cylinders.
You're right, Jimmy. It's you talk about the quarterback-friendly offense down in Dallas now. The open receiver gets the football. What a novel concept. There's no pressure to get the football to T.O. That defensive front, which will play a big role in today's game, was dominant versus Atlanta. They'll need to be dominant in Philadelphia.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's a division game, and when you've turned that thing around, the greatness about Dallas the last 3 weeks has been the calmness by which they've played. When you're uptight, when you feel the heat from the critics and everyone around you, you tend to get worse. You have to relax. I think Tony Romo in the last 3 weeks has finally figured it out. Just let it happen. Just play ball.
Yeah. Guys, I'm looking here at the set, and I see they put the high chair on the end. So that means it must be time to bring in our NFL insider, Jay Glazer.
Bring in the baby.
For a little inside scoopage.
And I didn't trip on the way up.
All right, we've got the king of scoopage here, so let's get some right now. And Jay, the stories out of Philadelphia all week long have pretty much made it a given that Brian Westbrook is going to come back from that concussion that forced him to miss last week's game. But is that a lock?
I've actually been burning up the phone lines right here from Afghanistan. In the last 24 hours, they've actually made an about-face. The plan now is to sit Brian Westbrook for this game. And Andy Reid, the medical staff there, are very cautious, very conservative, and they think there's a long season. Let's not let him get dinged. The only way he plays if he absolutely convinces them tonight before the game he is fine, 100% healthy.
All right, it's already been a long season for the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. This week, they fired their general manager, George Kokinis, and not a whole lot's been said over there. Give us a little inside scoopage there.
Right now it seems like they're trying not to pay Kokinis. Kokinis, I'm hearing, is hiring an attorney to make sure he gets his money back. But the funny thing, too, is they took his cell phone away, so everybody around the NFL is trying to get in touch with him, and nobody can.
So what do you think owner Randy Lerner will do next then?
I think he goes back to his original plan. What I mean by that is before he ever hired Eric Mangini, he and I had many conversations, and he said, I want to get a big football GM mind in there, somebody like a Jimmy Johnson, and then he could hire the head coach, maybe a general manager. I remember at the time, he went off his path, and I said, why are you doing this? He said, Eric Mangini, he's the right guy. I said, Eric Mangini was so disliked inside that Jet organization. He said, then why did 36 guys line up to say goodbye? I said, that's to make sure the dude is actually leaving the building. Right. You want to make sure.
All right, thanks a lot, Jay. We'll hear from you later with the troops, and we'll find out who's in or out for today's game. But that's just the beginning. We've got a whole lot more, including a little football with the troops that we will play as we continue with this very special edition of Fox NFL Sunday from Afghanistan. Stay with us.
Here's what's on tap. Simplified with features from the new Windows 7. Much, much more on location from Afghanistan. The guys take the field to break down the zone blitz with help from our service men and women. Plus, the NFL has been working with the USO for decades. We'll tell you all about it. It's Week 9 in the NFL. Can Kurt Warner and the Cards get back to their winning ways? Or will Jay Cutler and the Bears make for an unpleasant trip to the Windy City? All that, plus late-breaking news from Jay, rapid fire with the troops, and a special military edition of Frank's Picks.
Fox NFL Sunday, live from Afghanistan.
That's what's on tap. Brought to you by Windows 7. Your PC simplified.
Okay, so you're driving up to the lake for the weekend when suddenly a big boat pulls up next to you and you notice, hey, it's yours. That's when it occurs to you that while having a lot of towing power is nice, a little control to go with it would be great too. Enter the Ford F-150. It's got the most towing and now an advanced trailer sway control system. And guess what? It's standard. Anchors away, baby. It's not just a pickup truck. It's a Ford F-150.
Hi, I'm Angela. A little while ago, a thought popped into my head. I don't want to worry about my computer freezing, crashing. I decided to tell Microsoft about it. And suddenly, Windows 7. I don't know how they did it, but I have lots of stuff going on right now. And do I look worried? It's great. I told them to improve something and they did. I wonder what else I should tell them. Maybe to pay my rent? On the PC, Windows 7, my idea.
My top pick this season, Applebee's 2 for $20 game time lineup. 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, $20. Kicking things off, Dan Wingmaster Wilson and Joe Appetizer Davis score with boneless buffalo wings. Second half, 7-ounce house sirloin and 3 cheese chicken penne. Dan goes for the fake, denied. Let's break it down. 1 appetizer to share, 2 entrees. Final score, $20. This deal could go all the way. 2 for $20, only at Applebee's. Score!
And all through the house, not a creature or scurry, not even a mouse.
This season, Walmart will match any other store's advertised price. The Price Match Promise. It means you can stop chasing sales and start enjoying Christmas. Save money, live better. Walmart.
So what's the problem?
It's your blades, pal.
Oh, man, I should have known.
Nah, even the best blades get worn down. When that happens, it's not as comfortable, see? When the strip turns white, you should think about changing it for a smoother ride.
Gillette Fusion. Fresh blade, more comfortable shave.
I volunteered. I was drafted.
I enlisted.
I was nervous.
And there I was in Asia, Europe,
the Gulf. And I saw things.
Incredible things.
And people you never forget. I did my job.
For my country.
My buddies.
For total strangers.
And I was proud.
So grateful.
For my family. My freedom.
For all who served and all who serve, we can never thank them enough.
One and only Ford Drive One Fox NFL Sunday pregame show is sponsored by the Ford F-150. Built Ford tough. By Windows 7. Your PC simplified. By the Boeing Company. And by FedEx. We understand your business could use a Dick Butkus pep talk.
And welcome back to Afghanistan and this Fox NFL special. All right, we want to make sure that all of you at home know that as State Farm covers the field, you can send a special thank you out to the troops. All you have to do is log on to thanksforbeingthere.com or foxsports.com/State Farm. Now, State Farm will donate $1 for every thanks posted this week to the Fisher House. They help recovering veterans and their families, so this week, your thanks can indeed go a long way. All right, before we get to that, some of the troops here wanted to make sure they had a chance to thank the folks back at home.
Hey, I'm Special Stephen Reed from Houston, Texas. What's up, everybody? How you doing back at home?
Hello, I'm Y2 Elena Knapp, working at NAV Cent Forward Headquarters in Afghanistan. Just wanted to say hello to all my family and friends.
Hey, this is Johnny Crash Hutto.
MMA3 Blake Strauser, company with MWD Seago, tasked with Task Force Protector.
Hi, my name is Specialist Christian Chandler from Virginia.
David Holsey, MA1, U.S. Navy.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Allison Wallace, here at the 82nd Airborne Division in Afghanistan. I want to say hi to my family in Alabama.
Hi, this is Petty Officer Boatwright, Virginia Beach, Virginia. I want to say hi to my daughter Angelina, my wife Sherry, all my friends and family back home.
State Farm covers the field. To State Farm, nothing's more important than being there on and off the field.
Okay, and so we heard from some of the troops. Howie, as you explained the zone blitz, I understand you're bringing some of them in actually to show us what they do.
Well, if you're going to bring a blitz, you might as well start with the Army, right?
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about Dick LeBeau and that zone blitz defense that he made famous in Cincinnati and now in Pittsburgh with your Steelers. And we've enlisted some of our fine fighting men from the U.S. Army to help us out. Jimmy
and women. Well, we're going to show a 4-3 defense. Normally in a 4-3 defense, you have 4 defensive linemen rush the quarterback. Everybody else is in coverage. Let's have our offensive line out here first. All right, let's go ahead and take your position, guys. Now let's get our defensive line, 4 defensive linemen, and now our linebackers. So we're going to show the standard 4-3 defense with 4 defensive linemen rushing the quarterback.
Were you counting the front?
Set! Hut!
Hit him! Do not be afraid to put him down.
Now we're going to confuse this offensive line and confuse the quarterback as well. We're going to have our strong safety, number 23, out here. He's going to blitz. Our defensive end's going to drop over into the flat into coverage. Defensive tackle's going to rush. Defensive tackle's going to drop into coverage. Defensive end's going to drop in the flat. We're going to bring both outside linebackers, and Ocho Glazer is going to be our wide receiver.
Ocho Glazer.
Ocho Glazer will be open.
23, strong safety. Red 67, safety 23, slide right, red 67, red 23, slide right.
1, you're going to pull something. 2, you're not Peyton Manning. Just be the quarterback.
Can I just pretend? All right. Fine, I'll play Terry
Who you gonna
Bradshaw.
Be? There you go.
Terry Bradshaw.
Be Terry
Set,
Bradshaw,
hut.
baby.
Oh! What are you doing? What are you doing? Ocho Glazer got taken down.
Hey, Ocho Glazer was, hey, you know, the great thing about a blitz is when you come, you never think I'm doing this blitz to open it up for a linebacker. Everybody should feel like when we make this blitz, I'm the guy supposed to be open. If I don't get there, somebody else will, and we get to smack a quarterback like Terry Bradshaw in the face.
And nothing is more disconcerting to a quarterback than blitz, blitz, blitz. Drives him crazy.
And it did confuse you, didn't it?
It did a little bit. And he stumbled in the sand.
Hey, your
uniform malfunction.
Good though.
Hey, all right, guys. Hey, before we go, how about a hand for this offensive and defensive line?
All right, guys. Great job.
Army, baby. Army, baby.
All right, guys. So much more to come here as we continue with this Fox NFL special. When we come back, a special tribute to former Army hero and NFL player Pat Tillman. And also, you know, we've had a great week of interaction this week. We're going to show you a little bit of it. Earlier this week, my boy TB had a chance to play RoboCop while I did an interview with the American Forces Radio Network.
Michelle Branch there, kicking off this hour here at AFN Afghanistan Freedom Radio. We're looking at 238 Bagram. We've got quite the exciting crew in the studio right now. It's Kurt Menefee.
We'll be here through Sunday. I mean, this is what it is for us. A chance to say thank you for all that you do, for the sacrifices that you make.
Hi. How are you doing?
Hi, Terry Bradshaw.
That's Bradley. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
All right.
Oh,
This is wow.
I can see what my robot operator is actually seeing. You, however, get this controller.
I get this.
Yes.
All right, you're going to use this controller to make it go forward, backward, left, right. This controller right here, while you're driving, will control your upper part of the arm. These will control your zippers. No, that's not out. Thank you. Thank you.
You are hired, sir.
There for you and life's daily miracles.
Who's the best? This guy is.
There for you and your guilty pleasures.
Nothing on night vision. Switching to through.
Don't worry, we're gonna get you home.
Air Force Rescue 11 inbound. Learn more at airforce.com.
You got some pretty important reasons to eat better. So now, 23 Campbell's Chunky Soups have 100% lean meat and a full serving of vegetables. A man's got to eat. He just wants to eat better. Campbell's Chunky.
Save big on your cell phone and internet service? Get Cricket. Right now, when you bundle Cricket's unlimited mobile broadband with an unlimited talk plan, it's just a flat rate of $65 total. Just call 1-800-395-9468 or click mycricket.com. $65 a month total for unlimited broadband and talk. Act now for this free USB modem and get a free month of service. Unlimited internet for your desktop or laptop on America's most affordable 3G network with no contracts to sign and no overages. Call, click, or come in today. Get respect for your wallet. Cricket.
It's so awesome. I would eat it every meal if I could.
People all over are talking about the new hand-tossed pizzas from Donato's.
Crispy on the outside, but real nice and soft on the inside.
Take it and dip it in my garlic butter.
And right now, you can get any large signature pizza for just $12.99. With 16 to choose from, which one will you pick?
The fresh mozzarella.
The Hawaiian, the works.
Right now, any large Donato's signature pizza is just $12.99.
This is the best pizza I've ever ate, and I've ate a lot of pizzas in my day.
Donato's, the difference is delicious.
Since winning the lottery, I cannot get the smile off my face.
If you win the Kentucky Lottery, you may have a permanent smile, like Tony Jackson from Cincinnati. The Kentucky Lottery. Who's next?
Ladies, do your girls need a little encouragement? There is a new website that will augment your breasts for free.
Facebook with boobies.
Fox 19 climbs the mountains of information in order to get to the top of free Hooters. Monday on the Fox 19 Evening News at 6. Your home for news. The Fox 19 Evening News, now at 6.
Yesterday in college football and the Built for Tough BCS update. In Tuscaloosa, Alabama, number 9 LSU faced off against the third-ranked Crimson Tide. LSU took the lead late in the third quarter on this 8-yard touchdown run by Stephen Ridley. Now, they missed the two-point conversion and led 15-10, but in the fourth quarter, this quick pass to Julio Jones ended up going 73 yards to put Bama on top for good, and they clinched the SEC West, winning it 24-15. Meanwhile, the clock struck midnight on Iowa's Cinderella hopes as a national title contender. This 4-yard touchdown pass from Dan Purser to Drake Dunsmore put Northwestern ahead 14-10. They go on to beat Iowa 17-10 in the final. And in South Bend, Indiana, Navy eliminated Notre Dame's shot at the BCS berth. This 52-yard touchdown pass from Ricky Dobbs to Greg Jones put Navy ahead 21-7 in the third. The midshipmen hang on for a 23-21 win. Navy beats Notre Dame. And by the way, college football fans, you can enter the Ford F-150 BCS Tailgate Sweepstakes for your chance to win a trip to all 3 BCS games on Fox and the Ultimate Tailgating F-150. All you have to do is log on to bcstailgate.com. And welcome back to a very special edition of Fox NFL Sunday, and I'm sure that by now most of you know the story of Pat Tillman. He was the Arizona Cardinals star who gave up a $3.5 million NFL contract to join the Army in the aftermath of 9/11. He came over to Afghanistan, served in Special Forces, and ultimately gave his life. But the memory of Pat Tillman lives on at the USO Center on this very airfield here at Bagram.
How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? Autographs are $5, pictures $25. Y'all want something to drink?
It's a remarkable facility. In the back, you can play video games. Up top, you get online, call home, stay in touch with their families.
And talking to all the soldiers, it's a place for them to come in, unwind, relax a little bit, get away.
How do the 3 teams play?
There's 2 teams. It's me and you on the Falcons against him.
Okay, now I got it. All right.
You got free phones, free internet.
It's very peaceful and restful.
It feels like a more home type of atmosphere than it does when you walk outside the door.
You want me to type a letter now?
Yes, please.
Okay. George, I got something special in store for you on this message.
Okay.
George's family, and they're in for a real surprise.
Get your candy, get your coffee. We've got Coke, 7-Up, Diet Coke, peanuts.
Those 2, Terry?
As the soldiers have told us here, for them to have a little oasis to get away for a minute or an hour, anything, just to break up the monotony. And for a guy as selfless as Pat Tillman, I think he would have been extremely proud of this place.
We just got here just over a week ago. We're still trying to get to our final destination. Oh, really? So you're just here transitioning and processing things like that.
Who's your favorite team?
Gotta be New York Giants.
You a little upset with this team right now?
Yeah, we got slaughtered last week. I don't know what the hell happened. It's a great escape for these guys. These men and women are doing remarkable work over here, work that a lot of people don't understand back home. It's important that we remember them every day.
Well said. You know, one of the many people who was touched by Pat Tillman was his former teammate at both Arizona State and with the Arizona Cardinals, quarterback Jake Plummer.
Oh, man, what kind of person was Pat? You know, he was very unique, a free spirit, someone that, in a way, lived by his own set of rules, a true, honest person with high morals that actually didn't just speak about his morals, but really lived up to them. He called me when I was going through a tough time in my life, right before he deployed for his last trip to Afghanistan. And, you know, I think with what he was going through and what he was about to go do, you know, I think it should have been the other way around, but that's the kind of friend he was. And I miss him. I miss not knowing what he'd be up to right now, or wondering what challenge would be laying ahead of him that he'd be conquering. If you want to pay tribute to Pat Tillman and you want to remember him, I would say don't remember him as a war hero, but remember him as a role model, someone to inspire you to do something big with your life.
Okay, so there's the kind of sweepstakes where you win something like a year's supply of cheese puffs. Then there's the Ford F-150 BCS tailgate sweepstakes, where the prize is a trip to all 3 BCS games on Fox and the ultimate tailgate F-150. Yeah, that's a new 2010 F-150. F-150. Inside, there's enough room for an offensive line. Outside, it's customized with a tailgate grill, 5 satellite-powered plasma TVs, and an Xbox 360. So get into it. Enter now at bcstailgate.com.
More beef, more cheese, and did we? Looks like we just stacked the deck against that fried Wendy's double stack. The quarter-pound BK double cheeseburger, now just $1 only at Burger King.
It's starting. Holy. Look at me, do I look scared?
Rated PG-13, Friday.
Cobalt tools are so tough you'll never have to stop working.
Hey, dude. What are you doing now, Jimmy? Wiring, Chad.
Cobalt, the next generation of tough tools. Available exclusively at Lowe's.
Welcome to the Now Network, only from Sprint, population 49 million. Right now, 180,000 people following 100 NFL players aren't receiving a tweet. Surprise, they're playing football. 30,000 Sprint NFL another. Players are using 15 miles of tape to protect 23 body parts on game day. For more NFL Now, join 1.5 million NFL mobile live users. Text NFL to 7777. Only from Sprint, the Now Network.
For over 20 years, Visa has helped athletes achieve their dreams and get to the Olympic Games. Right now, we're going to help you get there too. When you use your Visa card, you have a chance to win a trip to the Olympic Winter Games. We hope to see you there. Visa, the only card accepted at the Olympic Games. More people go with Visa.
As we welcome you back to a very special Fox NFL Sunday pregame show, we'll head back out to Afghanistan in just a moment. But first, a quick hello from those of us stateside. I'm Chris Rose, working alongside the 2-time Pro Bowl quarterback Trent Green, 9-time Pro Bowl safety John Lynch. Both of these Super Bowl winners will help us update you folks at home throughout the day. We're going to hear from them in just a second. But first, this is NFL Game Day, as experienced by the Now Network. Here's what's happening now, brought to you by Sprint. We got the 4-3 Cardinals taking on the 4-3 Bears for the first time since Denny Green said of Chicago, they are who we thought they were. Trent Green, who's going to have a better day, Jay Cutler or Kurt Warner?
Well, a week ago, the Cleveland Browns sacked Jay Cutler 4 times. Yes, those Cleveland Browns. So I look for Kurt Warner to bounce back and have a big day after last week's performance.
Although he will not have Anquan Bolden out with a bum ankle. Down in Atlanta, Matty Ice faces Jason Campbell as the Falcons square off against the Skins. John Lynch, so much expected out of Atlanta this year, but just 4-3 right now. Will they make the playoffs?
Yes, I believe they'll make the playoffs as a wild card. I don't believe they'll go far. Their pass defense has not been good enough, and there's no help on the way.
And finally, Battle of the Bays. Tampa's first-round draft pick Josh Freeman makes his first NFL start. The Bucs, the last winless team at 0-7, and busting out the creamsicle unis, John. Are they going to go 0-16?
No. The problem is this year, though, they're playing like we used to play when we wore these creamsicle jerseys, but 0-16. But congratulations to Leroy Selman going in the Ring of Honor down there in Tampa today.
That Y needs a little help, by the way. Hey, a reminder for more NFL Now, download NFL Mobile Live at sprint.com/NFL, only on the Now Network. We'll be back throughout the day to update you on scores and highlights, but right now, back out to Kurt in Afghanistan.
All right, thank you so much, Chris, Trent, and John. Welcome back to Afghanistan. The countdown to kickoff is just moments away. We're about 30 minutes or so from the beginning of Week 9 here on Fox. All right, but right now, we'd like to get into the segment that we love to call Rapid Fire. But once again, being here in Afghanistan, we're going to let the troops step up and ask the questions today. First one, go ahead.
How you guys doing? My name's Corporal Quinlan from the United States Marine Corps. My question's for Terry. After talking with the Vikings quarterback Brett Favre, are you now glad he came back to play?
Are you glad Brett Favre came back to play after you sat down and talked to him?
Yes, I am. I'm never had a problem with him playing. Loves his playing. I didn't like the way he was, as they say, flip-flop back and forth. It about drove me crazy. So, but I'm glad, absolutely glad he's back. So are the Vikings.
All right,
I
just being
think
rapid,
all
let's
of you.
quickly get to the next question.
Petty Officer Griffiths from United States Navy from Jackson, Ohio. My question is, why is the Bears offense still struggling with Jay Cutler?
Their running game hasn't been as potent as it has been in the past. That hasn't helped them. I don't care how great the quarterback is. You can't run the ball. It puts too much pressure on him. He's a gambler. He likes to throw it in there. He has some interception problems. I think that's one of the issues. Plus, defensively, they haven't been as great either.
All right, next question. Step up to the mic.
Hey guys, I'm Petty Officer Dennis, United States Navy. I'm from Crossville, Tennessee, and I want to know what's up with the Cardinals.
What's up with the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hard to figure them out. They get the Bears this week. The Bears can't lose at home, can't win on the road. Arizona can't win at home and can't lose on the road. Go figure. Arizona was a confusing team last year and same this year.
All right, who's up next?
Staff Sergeant Henry, United States Army. My question is, what do you think of Vince Young last week, and should they have started earlier this season?
I'm happy for Vince Young.
Me too.
Vince Young, think about where Vince Young was a year ago and all the problems he had, and I'm happy to see him back.
Now, I think they did it at the right time.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Airman First Class Joseph Alberto from United States Air Force, Levittown, Pennsylvania. Who would you rather have, Eli Manning or Phillip Rivers?
They play each other today.
I'd rather have Phillip Rivers. I think the numbers support that. I know Eli had a great Super Bowl, but overall, Phillip Rivers the last couple of years has been very consistent. A lot of people don't realize it because he doesn't get quite the publicity that Eli gets.
Well, I have to go with Eli for the simple fact when you look back, you can look at numbers all you want, but when I look at Terry Bradshaw, I look at 4 Super Bowls. I look at Eli Manning, I look at a Super Bowl. Phillip Rivers, I look at hoping to win a Super Bowl.
All right, guys. Next question.
Hi, I'm Lenny Franchione, MC2, United States Navy, based in Bahrain. But I was wanting to find out, T.O. said he wasn't going to Cabo during his bye week. Is this a cheap shot?
What do you think? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We need to get him here to Afghanistan for his bye week.
Well, I tell you right now, T.O.'s been taking all kind of shots at Romo and Roy Williams. It's almost as if he can't let go because he didn't want to leave and he got kicked out the family. So the sooner he accepts it, just the better he'll be.
Hey guys, Senior Airman Elizabeth Schwank from Jobestown, New Jersey, serving proudly in the U.S. Air Force. My question to you guys is, will New England stop Miami Wildcat offense today?
Yeah. The last couple of weeks, Miami struggled with the Wildcat. I think New England will be prepared for it. And if they're going to have a chance in this ball game, they're going to have to win it without the Wildcat.
Got time for another. Go ahead. Step up.
Staff Sergeant Trevor Boynton, U.S. Air Force, hometown is Constantine, Michigan. I need to know if you need to pick one quarterback to win the game, who would it be and why?
Terry Bradshaw.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Because nobody played bigger in the big games.
And that's a consensus up here. Terry Bradshaw, all the way.
Oh, please.
That sounds like a setup to me. Meanwhile, though, our unanimous pick for Sounds of the Game. We are in Afghanistan, and we want to hear from each and every branch of the military when we call you out. All right, I'm going to start, since I'm wearing the Coast Guard uniform. We had my brother from the Coast Guard ask a question earlier. I know he's by himself out there, but be loud, be proud, and be strong. Let's hear from the Coast Guard. Woo! All right. He's trying, man. He's by himself.
No.
Hey.
What's the call, really? The call for the Coast Guard is...
Help. Help. How about set up the Navy?
Okay. My dad was a Navy man, and hadn't it been for my dad, he wouldn't have met my mom. So all you Navy...
We're just doing the call now.
Huh?
Just the call.
No, well, I'm setting it up. He said, set it up. I'm setting it up. All right, give me the call, Navy. Let me have it. All the Navy folks out there. Okay, all right, that's it.
Okay, Marines.
Army!
Now, wait a minute now. The Air Force can top that on 3. 1, 2, 3, Air Force.
The mountains on this Coors Light cold-activated bottle turned blue and the beer is cold. How can you tell your beer is cold without it?
I can't do it. You know, I just can't do it.
Coach, when was the first time you saw the mountains turn blue?
91, when we won the division.
It wasn't invented yet.
When the mountains turn blue, your beer is cold and ready for kickoff.
Please nod if you like the following. A taste as cold as the Rockies. Cold-activated bottles. Shirts with random triangles.
Bill? Why is Dick Buckus here?
Oh, yeah. I hired him to speak. A lot of Fortune 500 companies use him.
But I'm your only employee.
We're going to start using FedEx to ship globally. That means billions of potential customers. We're going to be huge.
Good morning. You know, business is a lot like football.
I'm sorry, Dick Buckus.
We understand your business could use a pep talk. Visit FedEx.com/pep talk.
Once, during a difficult time in my life, my mom gave me some advice. She told me to keep my heart open, to love, to hope, to the world. Those words changed my life and inspired my Open Hearts collection at Kay Jewelers. As the #1 jewelry store in America, Kay was the perfect choice to help me turn my mom's inspiration into something beautiful and eternal. You were right, Mom. Keep your heart open and love will always find its way in.
Every kiss begins with K.
The Bull Bash returns on Fox.
You know why UDF customers consider me a serious cup of coffee?
Because they don't know your middle name is Shecky?
It's because I'm brewed from 100% Arabica beans, carefully selected to UDF's exact taste specifications. Micro-roasted locally in small batches, providing neighborhood UDFs the most flavorful whole beans to grind fresh for each pot. Which makes me a serious cup of coffee for serious coffee lovers.
Seriously? I'm sorry, I'm just messing with you. Shecky.
Right now, UDF coffee or cappuccino is on sale for just 99 cents. Stop into United Dairy Farmers today.
Now, thanks to Cricket Paygo, 40 has become the new 50. Introducing the all-in unlimited monthly plan, the most unlimited around, for just $40 a month, all in, no hidden fees or taxes. For more information, go to mycricketpaygo.com or buy it at these retailers. Cricket Paygo All-In Unlimited gives you a lot more features for just $40 a month. That's respect for your wallet. Cricket. For more information, go to mycricketpaygo.com or buy it at these retailers.
Right now at Skyline, we'll make your three-way a five-way at no extra charge. It's the three-way you love, with diced onions and tender red beans.
Feeling good and hungry, Skyline time.
Get there faster without the frustration. Local, up-to-the-minute traffic with the latest construction and accident alerts, personalized routing, and door-to-door directions. The Cincinnati Center for Pain Relief Traffic Tracker, only on Fox19.com. The Fox 19 Evening News, now at 6.
And welcome back to this very special edition of Fox NFL Sunday, coming to you from Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan. And guys, this has been a great experience for us, but we need to make sure we thank some of the people that helped get us over here and make this indeed something special. We begin with Colonel Edward Schock from the U.S. Air Force. How about a hand for the Colonel there? Commander Buck Buckley from the U.S. Navy. Captain Janie Fleischhacker from the U.S. Marine Corps. Scott Pass from the Department of Defense. And Armed Forces Entertainment, as well as U.S. forces here in Afghanistan. Once again, thank you for what has been a great experience for us. All right, from Afghanistan to Chicago, we need to go. And today, even though it's about 7,000 miles away, a lot of eyes here will be on that matchup of 4 and 3 teams, the Chicago Bears and the Arizona Cardinals.
It's time.
TB, this is the old something's got to give. You take a look at it, and Arizona's 3-0 on the road.
Yep.
The Bears 3-0 at home.
Yep.
What's going to happen?
Well, you know, there used to be a show. Now, these folks are way too young to remember this. It was a show called What's My Line, and the guy that hosted it was a guy by the name of John Cameron Swayze. And he'd bring someone out, and they would just give clues, and the blindfolded audience would then try to guess who they were. And it would be like Jay Cutler would come out, and it would be, well, I came over, I wasn't happy in Denver, I finally got my wish, I'm home in my home state, and, well, we're really good at home, but really bad on the road. Or Warner would come out and he would say, you know, well, we're really good on the road, but last year we were undefeated at home. Really, who are we? And that is really the question. Who really is Arizona? Are they any good? Are they going to go back to the Super Bowl? Or is it the Bears, Howie? Are they going to come on strong?
Well, we know who Arizona is from a personnel standpoint. Pretty much the same team that went to the Super Bowl last year. For the Bears, Jay Cutler still trying to get a feel for who they are, and they're trying to get a feel for who he is. Devin Hester, first year as the #1 wide receiver. Johnny Knox, young wide receiver, also in the mix. Matt Forte struggling. They replaced 3 of their 5 offensive linemen. So the Bears are a work in progress.
The Bears are a work in progress. The thing about the Bears, you have to keep Jay Cutler upright. They haven't been able to do that lately. But on the Cardinals, when the Cardinals don't turn the ball over, they play well. Kurt Warner, 6 turnovers last week. You're not going to win that way. I don't care who you play.
Hey, listen to these 3 guys. I kind of get the feeling that both teams are a little inconsistent, right? Well, hey, what can give you consistency? Run the football, Chicago. You're at home. Run the football.
All right, guys, it is time to play a little old in and out with our NFL insider, Jay Glazer, who's got a little help from his friends today. And, Jay, all right, let's get right to it, beginning with the Falcons. Roddy White, in or out today?
You know what Roddy White is? Actually, called Mike Smith last night, a little satellite phone. How about this? And he told me Roddy White should be good to go.
All right, let's get to Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He's been limited in practice this week. In or out?
That's right, he's in. Talked to Mike McCarthy last night. And Mike said Aaron's actually very banged up. Has a sprained right foot, sprained toe on his left foot. He's banged up, but he's going to go.
Carolina wide receiver Muhsin Muhammad.
Didn't even make the trip. He's out.
Giants wide out Mario Manningham.
Mario Manningham, he's back in the lineup. Also, Michael Boley, he's back as well. I got to get you in, too. Hey, flip it over. Chris Canty, he is a
game time decision. All right, finally, Detroit wide receiver Calvin Johnson.
Nice. He's in.
I think you got to pay overtime to the end guy.
Thank you, Vanna.
Thanks a lot, Jay. We appreciate it. All right, guys, in case you had noticed, the one member of our regular crew that is not here with us in Afghanistan is Frank Caliendo. Something about a parole officer not being able to leave the country. Not quite sure what that is. But anyway, Frank did do some stand-up at Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix.
How you doing, Luke Air Force Base? All right. Now, nothing against Brett Favre, but this is what I call an air attack. Yeah, the guys are over in Afghanistan entertaining the troops. Now that's something different, huh? The guys from our show being entertaining. I figure Howie's got to be the most excited, huh? I mean, he's been a huge fan of the military. He's had that haircut for like 30 years. Although you have to admit that it's better than the Brad show, right? Terry was really excited when he found out the guys were going to Afghanistan, but he said, "How long's that drive?" I mean, come on, Terry doesn't know anything about the military. He thinks the Secretary of Defense is Captain Crunch. See that F-16 behind me? I bet there are a couple of pilots out there that could turn that thing sideways and go right through Michael Strahan's teeth. The military's tough. It's not for everyone. Could you see Robert De Niro in the military? He'd be terrible in the military. Excuse me, you want me to do how many push-ups? 50 push-ups? If you like push-ups so much, why don't you do them? How about John Madden, huh? Did you see him here?
You know, I don't like to fly, so I don't think the Air Force would be the right thing for me. Is there a bus force? Maybe I could sign up for that.
Hey, do we have football fans out here? Any football fans? The Browns fans have organized a protest because of their poor record. Yeah, I guess they're not going to be in their seats for the opening kickoff. That's crazy. Kickoff's the only time where they're not losing. All right, time for some picks. This week I like the Bears to beat the Cards. Give me the Falcons over the Redskins. For my wild card, I like the Giants to beat the Chargers. My upset, the Bengals to top the Ravens. Now, before I go, I want to thank all our servicemen and women here and all around the world. For those of you serving in Afghanistan, come home soon. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy, no rush. Take your time. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's take a look at the pick standings here. Jimmy had a big week last week, pulling 3 upsets. So right now, Jimmy and Howie are tied for the lead dog. Then it's Terry, Frank, and Michael's pulling up the rear, but everybody's still bunched up. Just a 5-point difference between one another. All right, let's get to this week's picks. And Frank, first of all, like Chicago at home against Arizona, here's a look at everyone else's picks. Everybody going with the Bears except Michael. As far as Washington and Atlanta, it's unanimous. All say the Falcons will win. Everyone's wild card pick. Frank likes the Giants to stop their 3-game skid. Everyone kind of all over the place except Jimmy and Terry going with Dallas. Meanwhile, on the upset special, Frank has the Bengals beating Baltimore. And once again, Michael and Howie like Dallas, so everybody in the end likes Dallas to beat Philadelphia. All right, guys. Time now for Fired Up, presented by Burger King. And a reminder to check out this week's episode of The King and Us simply by logging on to foxsports.com/BK. What have we done here this week? Interacted with the troops quite a bit. Well, not only did we get to interact with the troops, a couple of us actually got to serve them, let's say that, by working at Burger King. Take a look. Welcome to Burger King. Can I take your order?
Yes, I need 25,200 Whoppers.
25,200 Whoppers.
25,200 Whoppers. Coming up. We're going to need more meat.
Eventually, I think we got enough meat. All right, normally we end the show with our Fired Up segment where one guy gives his opinion on a subject, but we are here in Afghanistan, so we thought we would do something just a little bit different. I want to hear from each of you what this experience has meant to you personally, beginning with you, Jay Glazer.
You know, everywhere we went this week, we saw such incredible sacrifice from you guys, the troops, sacrificing for us and sacrificing for each other. And make no mistake about it, America, the bad guys are still out there and they're gunning for us. But back home, we feel so safe. And we feel safe because of you people who sacrifice your lives for us, sacrifice seeing their families. Some of them get to see them just 15 days a year. 15. This week, I met a young man who's actually recovering from his 4th time that he's been hit by a bomb. 4th. And he's trying to get back out there in the field. And I said, why? He said, my brother to my right and my brother to my left. I got to get back out there for them. People, for your sacrifice, we will thank you forever.
Let me just say, your attitude is amazing. My second day here, I was feeling a little sorry for myself. I had jet lag, only had a couple hours sleep. And a group of soldiers came in, they wanted autographs, and they were so upbeat and so positive, and I got to talking to them. They hadn't had any sleep in 2 days. They'd been on a mission in Kandahar, and they were going to transition through here. I said, hey, well, why don't you go to bed and go over here and get some sleep? They said, we don't have a bed. We're heading up, northeast Afghanistan. And I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, well, I got a sleeping bag. I'm fine, Coach. He said, I'll be all right. If somebody, I think back in the States, everybody's saying, well, poor me, the economy, one thing or another. If they want an attitude change, come halfway around the world and get right here.
Well, I've had a chance to hear about how you dodge bullets every day and nothing really makes you nervous, to sitting with the guys from the bomb squad and they're telling me how if you haven't been blown up 3 or 4 times, you really haven't been out in the field. And it's something that is hard for me, and I think all of us have put our heads around that kind of commitment and that kind of sacrifice for other people. And I want everyone to understand that it's just not, you don't do it just for U.S. of A. You do it for every country. And that sacrifice and that love that you have for yourselves and for each other and for every other country is something that you can't help but admire. You can't help but love it. And I tell you right now, from the bottom of my heart, for everybody up here, everybody at Fox and back home, we love you guys. We can never replace you.
The first morning we were here, we had the privilege of getting a briefing from General Scaparini and his staff about the mission here in Afghanistan and how important that mission is and what you're all doing. What his eyes really lit up to me when he talked about this generation of men and women who's serving here in Afghanistan and around the world. There are those fools around the world who would question the ability of this group of men and women to rise to the occasion like so many previous generations in America. Well, I'm here to tell you, I think I'll take it a step further. When you think of all that we ask of the men and women in our military, all the sacrifice they make, their families, the courage they show, you could make an argument, as the general did, that this generation of men and women standing in this room and serving around the country are our country's greatest generation.
Well, the impression that I will leave Afghanistan with, as an impression that I hope that all Americans will have, is that while we sit back and we watch the newscasts in America that are filled with Will John from John and Kate hook up with Octomom, you got to remember that we're at war on two fronts, and halfway around the world, someone's mother or father, brother or sister, son or daughter is in harm's way. And we should all send out a hope and maybe a little prayer if you believe in that someday soon all of these men and women here and in Iraq will someday be back on American soil, safe, sound, and that it happens soon, and that their biggest concern won't be being in harm's way. It'll be whether or not Octomom is going to hook up with John from John and Kate.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me put it all together if I can. The thing that pushes everyone in this room, this building today, as I've talked to you the last 4 days, all of us have, is that when you're going home, I've asked the question, when you're going home? And it's all about what? I'm going home to see my wife, see my husband, see my kids, my family. It's about family. And you look up here, you see a Fox. You don't just see a bunch of guys. We are family, and that means we love and care about one another. This is the Fox family, and you are our military family. And the bottom line is, folks, it's all about love. We love you, we care about you, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
I promised you I would do this. You ready? God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean, while we're from God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.